Hi, Ali here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit over the next minute or two about sales managers. I'd like to talk to you about how crucial their role is, the impact they have on margin, the impact they have on staff retention, the impact they have right across the business. Having done the role myself for many years, I really feel quite passionately about it, and I've seen how it's changed over the last few years. Not only are you a deal breaker and a deal maker, but you're also a team shaper. 72% of sales execs on average leave in the first 12 months of employment in the UK motor industry, which is quite the number. There has to be a reason for that. And my take on it is that the sales managers, have they got the skills now in the modern retail context to coach their sales executives to ensure that they're dealing with their customers in the right way? Because customer types, the customer journey has changed. At what stage of that journey is the customer at when they get into contact with your business? How is that inquiry being managed? And how are the sales executives interacting with that customer when they get in touch with the business? Are they identifying that buyer type? Are they identifying what they need? And to do that, they need to be coached. To do that, the sales managers need to have a firm grip on all the inquiries in the business and the journey the customer embarks on. What do the sales team now do? Well, this is something we work with the sales curve, okay? And we start up here, okay? We have irrational and rational thought. And here you have emotion, okay? And customers of today begin their journey typically at the bottom of that curve. It's very much research-based. It's practical, it's pragmatic. It's what do we want, what can we afford, what do we like? Let's get a rough idea or a firm idea of our part exchange price. Where would we like to buy from? Do we want to buy online or in retailer? However, whatever. But if you've received a telephone call, an email inquiry, a digital inquiry or a walk-in, they do want to buy from you, perhaps. Otherwise we'd never have sent it, they just click the button and bought online. So let's just assume they do want to buy from the bricks and mortar retailer. They start their journey here, okay, which is initial contact. How do you deal with that contact? We then typically meet and greet, okay? We then typically, once we meet and greet, we'll go into a qualification process with the customer. We'll then go into a test drive with the customer if applicable, and on returning from the test drive, ordinarily, we will quote that customer. The journey for that customer begins in contact. Meet and greet, they look at these wonderful vehicles. They're qualifying, we've driven the car now. The emotional attachment is growing and growing and growing. At this point, they're the people that are most irrational. And this is where the quality business is written. This is where the volume business is written. This is where the quality of sale is. When quality drops off is we miss that sweet spot, okay? The team is, and we come down here and we have to do a second quote. Okay, maybe the first one wasn't competitive enough. Maybe the customer has changed their mind about certain options, but we're still in the zone, but we're coming away from it. And this is where the customer then, at this point, decides that we're not buying. So the second phase happens. And in my experience has shown that often the time, the sales manager who's yet to have come into full view would come out and then want a second face. But it doesn't make any logical sense, because where's the first face? Where should it come in? Because if you want to build value in your product, if you want to build value in your sale, you want quality business, you need to have a first face. You need that introduction, because 84% of customers buy on trust. So you have to build trust if you want to build quality business. You can't just keep doing what you've always done. Getting the customer in, putting in a sales process, popping them around the block, hitting them with some numbers, saying great deal, and wonder why you haven't got any margin left. What you have to do is you have to think about all the interactions where you can build trust and thus value and thus quality of business. And to do that, you need a sales manager who can coach the team at each step of the way. If your sales manager isn't doing that, or if you as a sales manager aren't doing that, or you need some help, crucially, because I don't think anybody gets up in the morning and doesn't want to do it, then give us a call, I might be able to help you out. Let's think about how we can upskill your coaching skills. Where are your salespeople failing? Is it in test drive? They're not doing great test drives. Are they not qualifying, asking the right questions? Are they not deploying any empathy? Are they not listening? Are they positioning the wrong quote? Are they getting the second quote out at the wrong time? What is happening in that business will be impacting your units. And sales executives that are earning, sales executives that are winning business are the ones that stick around. Thank you.